the station of festivals.
Only on the most influential name in Carnival.
Euphoria 95.
I-95.5 FM.
This song is dedicated to my mother and mothers all over the world who suffers at the hands of their crack-addicted sons and daughters. This one is for you. Hindsight is 20/20 vision. Thank God I've been set free. Now that I'm in a clean position, I want to help somebody. Because somebody crying, somebody dying, some other poor soul rolling on the floor. Some homes are drifting because somebody piping a cocaine rock that leads them to death's door. Dope is death and destruction, I come to underscore. For all the pain I put you through and all them senseless things I do, mother, I'm sorry, so sorry. Although I robbed you to buy crack, you never ever turn your back. You stood right by me, right by me. So if I never hug you and tell you thanks, well, this calypso is the medium I used to say, Frank, how much I love you. I pray that my testimony will be the bridge across which some cocaine addict will do like me and make a clean switch. I am my brother's keeper. Tell the world I am my brother's keeper. Bring this song. This one is dedicated to my brother Harold and his mother. This one's for you, brother. Lacking parental love, one brother from comfort in smoking crack. And although he now clean up completely, the same parents turn the back. So the prodigal son groans, lost and all alone. No fatted calf, no ring, no robe, no welcome embrace. He's in double jeopardy, scorned by his family, caught between a rock and a real hard place. So recovery is now the hardest thing for him. Things he do, you know the boy's sorry. He's so sorry. He sell your gas tank to buy crack, but this time you forget that and stand up by he, stand up with he. And if he never hug you and tell you thanks, well, this calypso is the medium we used to say, Frank, how much we love you. We pray that our testimony will be the bridge across which some cocaine addicts will do like we and make a clean switch. I am my brother's keeper. I want you to know I am my brother's keeper. Sing it, man. Till I die like gold. Good call. Till I die like gold. Plenty fathers not doing the work in we society. Drugs and crime are just two byproducts of the social malady. When home's not in order, the communities suffer, then the country has a ripple effect hands out. It's a
I know their judgments well read, yes. Well, this one's for my ghetto youth friends who hail Jah to solve all problems. Judgment, yeah, Yahweh, I am Jah. Some now want to see me up, them want to put me into the murder. Yahweh, and they're the ones who are addicted to see a man fall down. Oh yeah, the youth are trying, but them now want to see me up, them want to put me into the murder. What put me into the murder? What put me into the? Will it all no like enemy say enough for them peeping? Will it all no like some underneath instigating? Will it all no like some inject me with poison in the seams? Let them see the youth man in the living. Will it all no like and this one is not appealing. Look how them complicate, we living with them dealings. With the design of all them, what take away we but a landed. Their fire burn, look the heat and drop dead. Judgment is on their hands. Cause them don't want to see we up, them want to put we into the murder. Yahweh, and they're the ones who are addicted to see the youth fall down. Oh yeah, no few that try, but them don't want to see. We up, them want to put me into the murder. What put me into the murder? What put me into the put me into the. Well, some of us smiling on your face and the flower stop you in your back. Still up promote no violence. Now I watch the youth back. You live by the gun, you gun die by gunshot. If you not one for yourself, why do a man that? Equal rights and justice is what every man want. For some go use you with them gun and then throw you out the door. The exploit is how we not in that no more he gets. Redder and redder them not take no secrets.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and welcome to Dependency, right here on I-95.5 FM, live on the Dependency Facebook page and YouTube channel. Good morning, Natasha.
Good morning, God. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to Dependency.
Well, we started off with one of our anthems here on Independency, My Brother's Keeper, sung by yours truly, arranged by Carly Juiceman Roberts, and the music put together by his band as well, Roy Keeps and the orchestra, and featuring after which we heard from track you were just listening to, Yahweh by King Shorn, one of the people we feature in here. We have a mission to go on this morning, folks, and we're happy if you can join us. The mission this morning is to save the lives of two very talented young men, Kern and Newton, who are on the streets right now. One is based in Arima, and we say good morning to the folks of Arima, and you will know this young man who frequents the Maxi Taxi Hub and help clean Maxis and all of that. And then King Shorn, who is in Palo Seco, Santa Flora, to be exact. And we say good morning to the folks of Santa Flora.
Good morning.
Where a huge cleanup is going on right now, a community effort, and more of that in a short, but it's a very powerful morning for these two young men, families coming, friends and families coming together, led by Josette and Joetta Thomas, who are sisters, who you will hear from in a short while too as well. The cleanup project is led by Mr. Shem Gill. He's the project manager and a close family friend. He's the owner of Koskai, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Plant Rental and Event Planning Company Limited. And at present, in Santa Flora, there's a huge cleanup going on. Will be the residence for King Shorn, who we will speak about in this half. And you will hear from testimonials for these young men who came from a very talented musical family. And unfortunately, crack cocaine got them. So this mission, led by their sisters and the rest of the family this morning, is to help motivate them to start this process to get them off the streets and back where they belong with their family and on stage. Because as you heard that, even Gary, who's here with us this morning, was really impressed with what he heard of King Shorn, and that is just a little bit. But this morning you will hear testimonials, both live and recorded, from people and friends who they worked with, who they lived with, who they grew up with. You'll also hear from Mr. Shaq, Mr. Collis, GQ, the producer. And later on, when we speak about Unknown, the Calypsonian, who's his brother, who is based in Arima, you'll hear testimonials from people like Kenny Phillips, Andre Williams, Krokro, and then we speak of his sisters. Now, I want to thank Andre Williams wholeheartedly for alerting us to this. Andre sent me this, and we immediately got in contact with the family. And just because Andre too was concerned for them, Andre Williams, entertainer himself, radio announcer, and wears a lot of hats in the media industry. And so this morning, we make that effort, folks, and somewhere, someone who's struggling with alcoholism, drug addiction, alcohol and other drugs. that's gripped them. They cannot get out of the grasp. And as family, it breaks your heart sometimes to see them on the street. You try your best to get them off the streets and get them into a rehab facility. They've tried, they failed, they tried, they failed, and some prefer to live on the streets and continue to chase that elusive high. Natasha?
Yes, and as I think about this scenario, I am reminded of the pervasive attitude of most Trinidadians when they come upon people like this who are addicted to a substance or activity, and you refer to them as pipers or pests, and they are not. They're human beings with families that love them, that care about them, and communities that cherish them. And we hope that our effort, in addition to the family's effort to bring these brothers off the street, is accepted. And I know the Iron Dependency family is with us all the way on this, but I hope we can spread that love for our fellow man. And as God's song said, let us be our brother's keeper, literally in this sense, because these are human beings who have fallen and can't get up by themselves. We need to help them.
Yes, and we're hoping that the domino effect created here this morning, when you see them, you will let them know that the Trinidad and Tobago really love them and want to get them back home and back up on stage where they belong. So without further ado, we're going to speak with we're going to have an opening prayer to bless this proceedings this morning from a friend of their family, Pastor Daniel. And we have him on the line now. So Pastor, will you join us this morning in giving a brief invocation and blessing these proceedings? Pastor Daniel, good morning to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm right here now at the site with the workmen. I came very early this morning, so I'm here with the workers. But
what direction you came from?
Maracas. I left
Maracas.
Oh, wow.
Maracas and Joseph. Yeah.
So Pastor Daniel has so much love for this family, folks, that he left Maracas St. Joseph.
Yeah, I know the two sisters, Josette and her sister. I know them quite well.
Right.
So when they invited me to participate, I was very willing to do that. I'm happy to do that. Before I pray, however, I want to point out that this community effort is very much appreciated. But as we know, it wouldn't be a quick fix stuff. It can't happen all in one day. We are doing as much as we could. I came by this morning. I came with my walker. I had started cleaning around the house and so on. But we are doing what we could. But there are some things that we cannot do. The heart of the problem. This problem is a chronic problem, very severe. We can't fix that. But I am happy that God has offered this help. God is with us in this program. So I need you to, before I pray, I need you to read Ezekiel for me. Ezekiel chapter 36, verses 26 and 27. If you can read that for me. Somebody can read that for me. I'd appreciate that just before I pray.
But that's kind of sudden, Pastor. If you had known that before, remember we
We'd have
been prepared. We have a schedule that we work with here. So
I see. Okay. Well, basically, let me just summarize it.
Ezekiel 36, you said?
36, 26, and 27.
All right.
Ezekiel 36, 26, and 27.
Yes. What we cannot do. The heart of the problem is the problem of the heart. We can't touch the heart. We can't do anything else. But God has promised to give us. He has taken the initiative. Without our inviting him, he has taken the initiative. And he said he'll change our heart. He'll take our heart and give us a new heart. And that is what we want. We want a new heart. And then he said he'd give us a new spirit, a spirit that will be able to follow his commands, keep his commandments, and do them and so on. And that is what we want. That is the solution to the big problem But we as a believing community, have to agree, have to unite with one another.
So I said, I will give you a new heart and a new spirit I will put within you. I will remove the heart of stone from your flesh and give you a heart of flesh. 27 says, will put my spirit within you so that you walk in my statutes, observe my ordinances and keep them.
Good. So that is what God has promised, and that is what now we have to agree to. And we have to identify with that, claim it as a community, support each other. It's not going to be only for today, but it's over the long haul. That is what we want. That is the total solution to the program. So we have to continue identifying with that promise from God, claiming it as a community for these young men and any other who has those challenges. We can be praying for them. We can be agreeing to pray for them. We can, so that what I'm saying in effect is that something that have to be ongoing. What we're doing this morning is very good. We clean up around the house. As I said, the folks are still cleaning. I'm still here. But let's unite. Let's agree to pray for these young men that God would fulfill that promise in their lives.
Right, Pastor. And we have to speak with some of those folks too. So if you could start us off with that word of prayer, we'd appreciate it.
Okay, let's do that. Loving Father in heaven, we thank you so very much for this privilege that you have extended to us to get involved in this project, this reclamation project where we can reach out and try to affect these young men positively. Lord, we are doing what we could, but we reach out to you now, Lord, and we claim this promise here in Ezekiel chapter 36, 26 and 27. You said you would give a new heart. You said you would put your spirit in them, and that's what we are agreeing to, Lord. We're praying that you will do it. We are holding you to it, yes, that you will do that for these young men and for many others in their condition, a similar condition, that you'd reach out and touch their lives and make a big difference. Thanks for hearing our prayers. Thanks for giving us this opportunity. And thanks for doing for us and doing for these young men what they cannot do for themselves, what we cannot do for them. But you who have all the resources, you are the specialist, Lord. You do it for them. And to you be the praise, the glory, and the honor when we shall see what has become of these young men. Thank you, Lord, in advance. Bless this sisters, bless all those who are participating and on the site, and all those who are listening. Lord, we just reach out to you and we thank you in Jesus' wonderful name. Amen.
Amen, Pastor Daniel. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And we will take it from here. God bless you for blessing this proceedings. Take care and have a wonderful Sunday, and continue to support this effort as the cleanup is coming to an end or close to an end down there. So folks, that was Pastor Daniel, all from Santa Flora, blessing the proceedings here this morning. And yes, we need Almighty God, as I said, as Pastor rightly said, we can do only what we can. I understand the grips of addiction. I understand how powerful it is. And sometimes it gets a fight. Let's get a little bit more King Shorn before we hook up with Shem Gill.
Something we should cherish. Love just is crazy. Come on. Love you forever. This I want you. What the man say, King Shorn? Yes, darkest. It's all about this love I feel inside. And you've took the over. So now these feelings I can die. And I must set this straight. Get to the point right away. Cause I didn't want to worry. Whoa, yeah. Save it only for me, there. So I still need it tomorrow. Save it only love for me, there. Without your love, it's full of a sorrow, yeah. Save it only for me. Girl, I've been sad since you've been gone. And I need you here forever, lady. Whoa, and now I'm sure someone else is on your mind. I know that you've took for granted.
Yep, and Gary Barrington, who is on the board here, and Gary's an accomplished DJ of many years, and he continues to stress how wonderful this music is from King Shorn. And unfortunately, cocaine's got him. we're trying to get him back. On the line, we have the manager, project manager this morning, and of course, a close friend of the family, owner of Koskai Plant Rental and Event Planning Company Limited. I hope I've pronounced that right. Mr. Gill, good morning.
Pleasant good morning. Pleasant good morning to you, sir, and all the listeners of I-95.5, both local and worldwide.
Yes, and we also live on Dependency Facebook page and YouTube channel, folks. We have a packed morning for you. So Mr. Gill, you can you pronounce the name of your business again, please?
Koskai, Koskai.
Koskai, lovely. And you decided to join this project this morning to help this brother and their family. Why did you do that?
For more than one reason. Is we grew up as childhood friends. You know, these gentlemen are musically talented. They have any instrument, any musical instrument you place in the hand, they will play you away. Anything, any musical instrument they blow, they will blow you away. They're very talented, multi-talented. So this initiative here this morning is to really, get these gentlemen in a better place.
And how did the cleanup go this morning? We understand it's still ongoing.
Yes, cleanup is ongoing. We have a lot of individuals. We have over 20 people here from the community. And as I'm speaking, people just keep arising. Sorry. We have tents. People donated tents. We have people donated chairs. A lot of people come out with their Russian cutlass. They come out with their whackers. And it totally transformed within the matter of 3 hours. Total transformation.
Wow. I feel so, I don't know if to feel jealous or what, because I mean, this is a lot of love. This is a lot of love for, but we understand that in Santa Flora, the community, the village still raises child down there.
Yes.
I can vouch for Santa Flora. My family's from Santa Flora on my father's side, my first cousins, the Jaspers. And so I understand, I know the vibe down there. And thank God the world has not affected Santa Flora. Mr. Gill, and we have King Shorn's picture up here now on our screen, and people familiar with this brother. And as you said, they are so talented. When I speak with, and you will hear from Kenny Phillips in a while, they speak about their talent. Junior Ibo Joseph, another accomplished, arranger. Gary here continue to be amused and amazed by the talent. I could imagine how Santa Flora is feeling this morning.
Man, the neighborhood is very supportive. People driving past, they observing the tent on the roadway with chairs. They asking what's going on here. And when they realize there's a cleanup campaign for the brothers, they literally just pull up. Hey, I live in Musprecan. I live in something. I'm going and come back. I'm just talking to one gentleman here. What's your name again, sir? Cut it. We live on I-95.5, right? This gentleman just came up to me, Mr. Sinclair, and said he's going to organize some people to get some galvanized and doors and, have the business community involved in this project also.
Wow, this is so wonderful.
Correct? Yeah.
And God bless you, sir. God bless you, sir, and thank you so much for being a part of this journey.
Just before you go.
Yeah, I want to say I wish other people could come out. Some Santa Flora, more Santa Flora people could come out because we care about the man too.
Right.
Understand? So we wish Santa Flora people could tell it come out. They hardly know about it, but they gonna know now.
Right. Well, yes, and I mean, we live on radio now, so the folks in Florida will get to know what's happening in their neighborhood and come out and lend their support for King John this morning. Hello, good morning.
Yes,
who are we speaking with now? Hello?
Hello, man.
Yes, good morning. Who are we speaking with?
Yeah, that is one of Gami Open. Yeah, so we're doing the needful. We're doing the needful and everything will fall in place.
All right.
All right.
And
All
thank you for showing love for the brother.
Yes, you're welcome, man. So it
Okay.
is, so it had to be.
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah.
We have been our brother's keeper this morning.
Yes. Yes.
All right, sir.
Coco Zico, better known.
All right. All right. One love.
Good, yes.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, Mr. Gill. And who else do you want to say a quick word before we take a break?
Sure, we have people from the CUC area, Caribbean Union College. One of the workers here, he will give you his name and he will tell you more about,
Yes.
Listen.
All right.
Yes, hello, good day.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Yes.
And we understand you from the Caribbean Union College.
Yes, I am.
Go ahead. Tell us why you decided to join this effort this morning.
Okay, well, I mean, I know this family for a long time. My name is Daniel. I'm a close friend of, I consider them my brothers and my sisters. I met Joetta first on the music scene. I'm a fellow musician from the Caribbean Union College, USC now. And eventually I met the rest of the family. I met Josette in Orlando. And then I traveled away. And when I came back, I met Leslie and Jason. I think the last one that I would have met was Newton. But growing up in the church, we had a lot of times to connect. We went to church together. We played programs together. We used to play in a band with CJ and Lucky with Orlando. Orlando was on guitar. And, Joetta did background vocals for CJ and Lucky and stuff for a while. So we have a lot of musical history together. But over the past few years, I've personally, with my family, my dad and myself, we've been waking up early on mornings and praying for this family, praying for these brothers that have been overtaken with this crack addiction and are in a bad state. I don't know Newton too well, but I know Kern. And I'll tell you something about Kern. I remember we went to a church service, I think somewhere in Central, and they had communion service that day. And Kern washed my feet. And I never forget that experience because of the way his tenderness. I mean, I've never been to a communion service where anybody has washed my feet like Kern washed my feet. And it says something about that guy's character. And that stayed on my mind forever, for a lifetime. That just made a significant impression on my mind. And I heard, like, when I came back from the U.S. from studying, I heard somebody else talking about him mention something to that same effect. So I realized it's not just, it's something, it's just who he is. He's a tender, he's a gentle kind of guy. Real good soul. When Joetta and they came down last, I met them and they were trying to get Kern to go to rehab and that kind of stuff. They brought him up from Para, and he stayed up by us for a few weeks while they were trying to, go through the process and, get him settled. I don't think things worked out at that point in time because, he's still not at the place where he's ready to personally kick the habit. But I mean, it's killing him. It's killing him, and I'm so happy that God has turned the mechanics, all the assistance that they could get to,
Yes, sir.
to get back to where they want to be.
Yes, sir. And that's what we're doing this morning. And we want to thank you so much. And the folks down there in Santa Flora for coming out this morning. I understand you all have been there from since 6 this morning or before that. We love you all. God bless you all. Take care. Let me just say bye to Mr. Gill. And God bless you, my brother. Take care, all right?
Thank
All
you.
right, God.
Take care.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, if you're just joining us, you're listening to Dependency, and we are speaking with Mr. Shem Gill and the folks down there at Santa Flora who's starting the cleanup. We doing this on behalf of Newton and Kern Thomas this morning. King Shorn and Calypsonia Unknown. Some of you know him as Bigger Youth. Mr. Gill, we want to say thank you so much for this effort. God bless you all. We have some more folks to reach this morning, so this is where we're going to leave it with you all down there, okay?
So, and just one more person want to say something. Is it okay?
Quickly.
Yeah. No,
Hello, good morning.
Everybody come out to support the youth and improve because, there's youth men struggle to and come up in the life.
Yes.
And they give me a little talent. And
yes.
Because of the little, poverty and things, little things that they have to fight against in life, they cannot send them down the wrong path,
Yes.
So we just trying to see people straighten up people that and bring them back on the right track,
Yes, my brother.
And then the right levels now, because in this time here, we need that kind of support with all this going on, So,
in Jesus' name.
Everybody on board on the right side.
Yes, my brother. God bless you too. Take care, folks.
Yes, man. Take care.
All right, Mr. Gill, you take care, right? God bless you all. And
we will link again, Mr. Sinclair.
Yes.
I can't remember the voice, but we came from the same place.
Okay. Well, I'll call you after the program.
Yeah, Costa is made up of retired members of the Defense Force.
Oh, yes. You just told me about. All right, Mr. Gill.
Yes.
Now I understand who it is. Yes.
Costa is made up from top to bottom.
Yes.
You had one of the persons on your show last week, Miss Trisha Osuna.
Yes.
Trisha Monteith, sorry.
Monteith.
She was on the show last week.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So she is the person who is the CEO of this company.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
A retired sergeant of the Defense Force.
Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Hey, close family.
Yes.
Take care, Mr. Gill. We'll talk again.
Take care.
Okay.
All right.
Let's take in a little bit of Prophet Benjamin and King Shorn before we go to that break. Natasha, this track is? Oh, this is Yahweh. Gary, could you just touch a little bit on King Shorn and Prophet Benjamin? That's the Saving All Your Love. Listen to this.
Love is forever. Something of sentimental value. Something we should cherish. Love just is crazy. Come on. Love you forever. This I want you. What the man say, King Shorn? Yes, I guess it's all about his love I feel inside.
And this is the picture of the man on the screen you're seeing right now, folks. That's the guy singing. Kern King Shorn Thomas.
Get to the point right away. Yeah, 'cause I didn't want to worry. Whoa, yeah. Save it only for me, there. So I still need it tomorrow, girl. Save it only love for me, there. Without your love, it's full of a sorrow, yeah. Save it only for me. Girl, I've been sad since you've been gone, and I need you here forever, lady. Whoa. And now I'm sure that someone else is on your mind. I know that you've took for granted all the things we left behind. Well, you told me you're sorry, but that didn't change a thing. We need always love you, lady. Here we go. Whoa. You and I together as one, bringing for daughters and sons. My responsibility, no me not run. Turning when the tables turn. If ever the tables turn, and I'm never gonna let you down. Always gonna let you wear my crown. I pray to Emperor Selassie to keep you safe and sound. Now that you know your love means everything, tell me that you love me. I thought you promised you won't break my heart, you'll never leave me lonely. But now
that's the sound of King Shorn with Prophet Benjamin. And as we go to this break, we'll come back with Kenny Phillips, a voice note from him about King Shorn, and then we hook up with Mr. Shaq. We'll be back. This is Ion Dependency on I-95.5 FM, and thank you for tuning in on Facebook and YouTube.
Good morning to the Facebook family. Glad to see you all on YouTube family, and those of you on I-95.5 FM. We'll be back.
Listen now. I noticed something about them new people and them up the road there. Where's that? Girl, the man is passing up and down in front of here with a set of woman.
I really know there's some woman living there, you know. And they can't even say as much as good morning.
Well, listen now. I wonder if this human trafficking, you think is that?
So, how can you spot and identify perpetrators and victims of trafficking? Many victims are found living and working together in the same place and sleep in shared and inappropriate spaces. Victims work excessively long hours. They often sleep in the daytime and work long nights. They are often escorted everywhere they go and may appear to be malnourished. They may show signs of physical abuse, drug and alcohol use, and may also appear withdrawn, fearful, or intimidated. Victims who are migrants are often not in possession of their identity or immigration documents and have irregular immigration status. Perpetrators can be male or female and may appear to be managing or controlling the victims. And they may even at times appear to be the victim's best friend, boyfriend, or employer.
We are the counter-trafficking unit of the Ministry of National Security, Trinidad and Tobago, safeguarding human life.
Finally, Welcome Relief comes in the form of a scientific-based program that shows us how to manage through the tough, current challenges. Called Habitalism. It features best-selling author on positivity and happiness, Dr. Tal Ben-Shahar, integrated with the award-winning Intangence methodology of Ross. Visit habitalism.me to register now for this free life-transforming program endorsed by the United Nations established University for Peace. Gifted by Guardian Group. Live easy.
Radio.
Ion Dependency with Garth and Natasha.
Reality radio at its best, where every life is a biography.
Sundays at 10 a.m. and exclusively on I-95.5 FM.
And streamed live on the Ion Dependency Facebook page and YouTube channel.
Thank you for staying with us. This is Ion Dependency, and we are on a rescue mission this morning to save two brothers from the grips of crack cocaine and life on the streets. Thank you for joining us on I-95 and on Facebook and YouTube.
Now, folks, you remember that video that went viral with a young man singing a verse of a calypso, which seems somewhere in Arima, I understand, or someone said, I can't remember the location they said it was. And that's one of the brothers we're talking about here. He's one of the brothers we are speaking about here this morning. But we'll get to him soon because we'll hear testimony from Crow, who had to rescue him a couple of times. We'll hear from Mr. Andrew Williams as well. But let's go to a voice note from Mr. Kenny Phillips, who was one of the first arrangers that they worked with. And here's what Kenny had to say about King Shorn.
My name is Kenny Phillips, and I'm just sending a voice note here to say best of luck, best wishes, best thoughts to two gentlemen who I've worked with briefly in the past, Unknown and King Shorn. I specifically remember King Shorn as being a very, very highly talented young gentleman. He was doing some reggae songs by me. And I couldn't, for the life of me, understand how he would just disappear and appear over a period of time. He was working in the studio, in fact, doing some kind of engineering. As I'm speaking now, it's coming back to me. Engineering, etc., etc. And I couldn't understand why he was unstable, meaning that he would appear and I couldn't plan things around him, with him, I couldn't move forward. But when he's there, the talent was just overflowing. And as now in conversation, I realize, oh, that is the reason. And a lot of us don't recognize that with creative people, that is a major problem. We have to know what are the signs and how we could assist. I wish I had known then what I know now. But then them times, you're busy and you're trying to make your way, trying to make a name, trying to just move forward. And you really don't want nothing holding you back. And so probably I would have been hasty or just reacted. This man can't fulfill this little, if I plan this, we do this. And it just wasn't happening. I said, with all this talent, and I would always say that with all this talent, we can't harness this talent. But it's, we have to realize it's not always the person's fault. Sometimes the onus is on me or on somebody to recognize, hey, we have a problem here. What can we do about it? Than just saying, I can't depend on him, or I can't set my clock by him. So I'm saying best wishes, guys. We all have the talent to make it and to move forward. And I would help in whatever which way I can. So, just call me. Thanks.
And that was Kenny Phillips. Kenny, the CEO of WAC Radio, and he did some work with King Shorn. We have his picture up there. The track you were just listening to with him and Prophet Benjamin. Very talented, wonderful voice. And we're trying to reach Mr. Shaq, but in the meantime, we call Mr. Collis and GQ. Call GQ, and let's see. GQ was one of the producers who worked alongside them. In the meantime, we say good morning to you all on I-95.5, live on the Dependency Facebook page and YouTube channel. Family, thank you all for joining us in this mission here, this rescue mission here this morning.
And I think Kenny said something important about recognizing the signs of this disease and knowing what to do, how to help. I think the signs of addiction probably mimic many other diseases and illnesses, but that is essentially what we have been trying to do here on Independency for the last 20 years, to help you identify these signs.
Yes, we have GQ on the line. Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning to I-95 and to the world.
Yes, my friend. And understand we live on Maximum as well?
Oh, yes. I mean, a program like this, I had to bring it out on Maximum Radio too. It's an internet station that I own, and one of the the reasons for the station is actually to help the artists from around, the unknown artists, So when Josette told me about this, and when I spoke to you yesterday, I had to ask permission
right.
to also rebroadcast this on Maximum Radio.
Well, you're live and alive, and we're trying to touch on everybody this morning, so thank you. Let's talk about Kern and Newton. You're familiar with the family, and I understand their mom and dad too as well were accomplished musicians. So in the little time that you have this morning, tell us about them.
Well, it's not only mom and dad, it's the entire family. It's a real musical family. I mean, they could form a band by themselves and just, a full band. With Kern, I remember working on that song. My brother came down. He lived in Canada, and he came down somewhere in the 90s with a computer and a keyboard. That is way before it had home studios, but he was a producer in Canada. And he taught me certain things because, well, I'm a DJ, so I like music, and I have a little skill with the keyboard. And it's around that same time Newton was when he was in the area, and my brother showed me certain things, and we did the first two songs, which was Forever and Hello Loving Sis. That was so much years ago. And with King Shorn, I think that was mixed by Kenny. Those days I didn't have any mixing skills. So Kenny Phillips, I know Mr. Robert Nickham is here, so he could tell you more about it because he was the one that I think financed that project. With King Shorn now. King Shorn, well, again, from the area. He lived in Arima for a couple of years, and then when he came back down here, he linked up with me, and that was when I just started the studio part of it. And I will say that all the songs, except the Prophet Benjamin and the Saving All the Love, that was done by Ibo. But all the rest of songs, I wouldn't even say that I am the producer. I will just say I'm the assistant producer or the arranger, because King Shorn will come with his chords, he will come with the bass line. And you know, for reggae music, the key thing is bass. You understand? Once you have a bass line, I'll do the drums and just some fills in between. But he had his lyrics and he had his thing that he will play. And it's about 8 or 9 tracks that we did together. And that guy is just wow. And that voice, and even talking to him now, because I will see him on the road and I'll talk to him and he'll be normal, you know, like for me, he'll be normal. GQ, what's going on? This, that, you know, I don't come in the studio and, you know, that voice, you still have that voice. So I always say where there's life, there's hope, and they are both still alive. So I believe that there's hope.
Yes, and you know, I'm glad how you said that, because you know it's really we know there's stories around the world about substance abuse and the entertainer, the artist, how some of them can walk right into that door and struggle to return, you know, to normal life.
Yeah.
And I know you would have seen that in your time as a producer as well, and musician and DJ and all of that. Is there anybody else there with you, or you just you?
Well, yes, we have Mr. Robert Nickham.
Right. So let's speak to Mr. Nickham a bit.
Captain and owner of Successions Brass from way back when.
Important man. That's right.
That's right.
Yes.
You can write it. Hold on.
Yes, Mr. Nickham. Good morning, Mr. Nickham.
Okay, a pleasant morning to I-95, dear listeners, both local and abroad.
Folks, if you remember Succession Brass, Mr. Nickham, that's where Black cut his teeth on the stage.
Black started with me. I met him in a pub gear competition. When I heard his voice, when he came off stage, I asked him if he wanted to do some work with our band, and he said, well, that is the break I am looking for.
Right.
So he had about 12 years with me straight.
Yes.
Then I had introduced him to Bobby Kwan, where he went with Bobby Kwan, and from Bobby Kwan he progressed to Roy Chip.
Yes.
But anyway, coming back to Bigger Youth with his Uton Thomas, I met Uton Bigger Youth, his Ubike, by GQ, the family here. And when I heard his voice, you know, it was so incredible. I was amazed. And they told me that he was doing a recording, which was Forever, and the other song was Hello Loving Sis, was a song about his sister. So when I heard the music, they asked me to finance the recording. So I said, okay, fine, I will do that. And we went to Kenny Phillips' studio to do the final mix, the recording of the voice, and the final mix there. And Kenny was upstairs because he had another engineer downstairs doing it. And when he heard Bigger Youth's voice, he came downstairs, he said, but he asked him, he said, Bigger Youth, what it is you are doing with that voice to get it, you know, you're getting that sort of curl and pruning on the voice. Well, he told him, he said, that's just my natural way, you know. And Kenny was well impressed. Huh? So after we did that recording, I took him up to 96.1 at the Express House. In those days, Chinese Laundry was, his radio station was up there.
Yes.
When we went up there, and Chinese Laundry heard those songs, he turned and he asked me, he said, Mr. Nickham, who it is composed those songs? Point to Bigger Youth. I said, Bigger Youth. He said, he composed those songs. I said, yes. So he turned and asked him if he had more songs like that. So he told me, yes, he have, you know, he composed a lot of songs and things. And he was well impressed with Bigger Youth and the type of songs, you know, he was doing. So from that interview, well, Bigger Youth started singing with my band. And we started, we were popular enough. We were performing all about in Port of Spain, on the road, And the last set Bigger Youth performed with me was in Dakar, Point of Pierre there, with Taxi and Song Revolution. And he was so impressed that Ronnie Ali and Taxi, they came behind my band in the back, and they were asking, one of my niece who was doing vocal too, and one or two of them, if they would come and join his band. So they told him, no, they're not going to do that, But because they said they were going on tour and they would, they find it was so impressive. So that is what I could tell you about him. Bigger Youth was a guy who he loved a lot of conscious music, and he had messages in his songs and things. And I will, kind of put him, I would say a child of God, the way he used to compose his song and what he sing about. So he really, I would hope that something would be done, bring him back, to the position where he could perform,
Yes.
So I will try to do whatever I could do because I understand the sister told me there's a cleanup campaign going on right now from King Shorn and that kind of thing,
Yes.
So I am in a men's group. I would maybe talk to them and find out what assistance they could give, to help.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Nicum, thank you so much, you and GQ, for your love. You know the saying, we save a life, we make 1,000 angels sing. Let's make some angels sing this morning here by saving these 2 lives.
Yes.
All right. So God bless you all once again. GQ, God bless you, man.
Thank you, man.
Thanks for the love. Thanks for the work you're doing too as well to keep our youth and music in focus. All right.
Thank you so much.
All right, my friend.
Thank you.
So we can, and stay locked on because we have more to come. So folks, that was that was GQ, and you can check out their Facebook page, Maximum with a Z, Maximum Radio on Facebook. And Mr. Nicum, thank you so much.
Lost.
Yes.
Succession Breath.
Yes. That was a big band long time ago. Yeah. So folks, and then you can join us on Facebook. If you're just joining us, you wondering what we're speaking about, well, we're live on 95.5 FM on Facebook and our YouTube channel. And we are trying to host an intervention here for Newton and Kern Thomas, better known as King Shorn, and Bigger Youth, or he's in the Calypso world, he's known as Unknown. Now, to those of you in the East at the Maxi Taxi Hub, if you all can see Newton there this morning and bring him by, one of the Maxis, put us on radio and let him hear the love that they're getting this morning. And we'll read some of the comments on Facebook too as well. That's out, reaching out to them. We're going to call Mr. Shack now. Mr. Shack is standing by to speak with us. And as we round out the top of this hour, when we return, you're going to hear more about Bigger Youth, as he was known then. He's Unknown Calypsonian. The man has a pan song. The man has reggae too. He tried his hand at. Kaiso on the Street, we have that video to show you. Some of you may remember it. And then we're going to hear from Crocro and Andre Williams, and of course Miguel Aguilera, who is out there in the United Kingdom. He sent a voice note as well. So you'll hear from him. We have Mr. Shack on the line. Mr. Shack, good morning, my brother.
Greetings, brother. Greetings, and greetings to Natasha.
Morning.
Greetings, my brother.
Gary, and to all the listeners. Morning.
Yes, my brother. Well, you included in this lineup, and we're really grateful. Josette and Joetta, insisted that we must hear from Mr. Shack. And tell us your bit, brother.
Well, the people you have spoken to so far would have said it so clearly. This family, the entire family, is such a talented family. And for me, myself, coming from a very musical family,
Right.
Is a you know, so when you live in such a situation, you don't always see how amazing it is until you look out and see it, and they are much more in numbers than my family.
Right. Yes.
So, and I mean, there's a number of them. One of the things I want to mention too is that even Major Ranks, and for people who would have remembered the name Major Ranks, that would have been a bubbling name. Say like in the late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s. As recently as 2018, actually, he had a nice soca hit out.
Yes.
So I was glad to see he's still doing this. But Major Ranks is also family to them too, is also related.
Oh.
So that it's a big family, and for me, what I thought was my first encounter with King Shorn actually wasn't. I was reminded by my brother it was several years prior, but I got jumped to what I thought was the first encounter with him. I first encountered King Shorn, or I thought I did, somewhere around, let's say around 2006 or somewhere thereabouts. Actually at GQ Studio. At the time, I was working with, I was actually carried there and told about the place by Collis Durante, because he and I used to work together at that time too.
Right.
And went down there, and I remember the first time I saw King Shorn, one of the trips down to the studio, met him there and heard them working on this rhythm. That is actually the bed of music for the song Yahweh that you started with, right?
Okay.
It turned into a rhythm with a number of other artists, including myself on it. But the very first track I heard on it before it became a rhythm was Yahweh. And I remember the first time I heard the track, I was totally blown away by it. And I met him on a subsequent visit, and we talked. And I actually had my guitar with me that day. So he asked me to borrow the guitar and sat on the step outside by GQ and started playing this song. And he had this very unique style of playing the guitar, one which I unapologetically say that I borrowed / stole since that. Because he had this very rhythmic style of, he's playing the guitar, but he's also tapping while strumming and keeping a very percussive rhythm while playing. Right?
Right.
That is how ingenious King Shorn, and this is Kern specifically I'm speaking about here.
Right.
Went on to work on the track. He went on to record that track. I recorded my song, a number of other people. But in that time I was there, I heard so many songs from King Shorn and was so impressed by him that I went on to include him on the cast of, and a number of people may not know this, but before people know Mr. Shaq, in the Kaiso Arena. But self, along with a number of other close friends, some of them schoolmates, some of them other people in other artistic realms, we started this group which still exists today called Infinity Arts. And we started putting on our own shows, our own productions, right? And in those shows, we would include not only musical numbers, but we would have music coupled with visual art and drama and dance, you understand? So we started doing these shows in and around the communities of Siparia, Santa Flora, you know what I mean? Point Fortin. And King Shorn was one of the people on a number of those shows.
Okay.
And he would always be a crowd pleaser, instant. People would always be blown away by his talent. So this was my interaction with King Shorn musically. I remember one time I was actually giving him a lift to somewhere from the studio, and he was talking to me and mentioned that, when he's writing sometimes, he wants to use words, certain words, but he's never sure if he's using them in the right context or the right meaning or that kind of thing. And I listened to him, and then went and got him a dictionary and thesaurus. And he was so thankful when he received that. To me, it was no big thing. I hear this brother express this. So I say, okay, let me find a way to assist him in that endeavor. And I remember when he got that, he was so profusely thankful for that, and I think he was really moved by the fact that what he thought was a casual conversation, that I would have actionized it by doing something like that.
Right.
But just the way he was thoughtful about it. And I want to say also that for the people who know, like Yahweh and a couple of the other recorded songs by King Shorn, Saving All Your Love that he did with Prophet and a couple others, If you think that the recorded songs, from King Shorn really blow mine, you should hear some of the recorded, unreleased stuff and some of the unrecorded stuff that this fella would have performed live.
Wow.
Right? He's really amazing, but not just him, as I say. His entire family, Joetta, Joseph, incredible singers. Even his youngest brother, Orlando, who made his foray into soca parang a couple of years ago with a song that became an instant hit. And so they're all very talented. And as I mentioned, what I thought was my first encounter after, of course, I was talking about King Shorn everywhere I went. My younger brother reminded me that we actually encountered this family many, many years before as little children, because they were members, and I believe Joetta and Joseph are still members of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And so we had neighbors, next door neighbors, who were Seventh-day Adventists, the Buffons. And during the August vacation, Orlando, Kern, and I think Josette would have been there as well, would have come to spend August vacation next door to us. So as children, we would interact and play with them, right? And Orlando was always the more outgoing one, right? Even though he was younger than Kern. Kern was always more reserved and, very humble, very quiet, which he maintained into adulthood. But I always remember he was very inquisitive. So when you ever check them, he would always be taking something apart, trying to figure out how it working to put it back together, and that kind of mind, kind of mind you're dealing with. So this fella is talented, not just from a musical perspective. He's an extremely intelligent individual.
And these are the kind of individuals that crack cocaine and other drugs tend to hold on to longer, Mr. Shack.
Yes.
Exactly. Quite so. And so it is this for me, because over the years I too would have encountered him. As a matter of fact, just days before I got the call from Joseph, I was down in that area and I saw him on my drive past, and I went to do what I went to do, and was on the way back. I have to see if I see him, because I hadn't spoken to him in a while.
Right.
But by the time I came back up, of course, he was nowhere to be found.
Yes.
But I encounter him from time to time, and whenever he sees me, we converse, and I have known a number of people over the years, as you would know, with this kind of trial, who would have tried to assist in their own ways. But when you are not fully equipped with how to tackle such a problem, people try to assist in the best ways they know how, right? But when, again, as I say, you're not trained, and who is in the grip of this turmoil now, you have to get them to a place where they want to embrace.
Lovely. Well said.
That change and that transformation.
Well
and
said.
Sometimes we as laymen, we love them and we care about them, but we're not trained, we're not equipped. We don't know all the steps clinically to how to get them to that place. You know what I mean?
I was there,
so
brother, so I know.
I am glad to see this. I know it is just a start, because we are talking about something that is many, many years in the making, and has had these two brothers in firm grip for many years.
Yes.
So that the turnaround is going to be as long as arduous, if not longer.
Yes.
But the longest journey begins with that first step. So I'm really glad to see and know about it.
Mr. Shack,
thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my brother, for spending your little time with us here this morning and lending your voice to this effort.
Yeah, man.
We really appreciate you, and we look forward to hearing from you again, of course, on the stage as well.
Yes.
And continue the powerful work that you have been doing, all right?
Yeah, man. I appreciate that. Blessings to you, man.
Take care, my brother. Respect. And that was Selvon Noel, better known as Mr. Shack, giving his take on the brothers Newton and Quinn Thomas. This is the rescue mission here this morning. Again, anybody from the Maxi Taxi Hub in Arima, if you're listening, if you can send us a little message on Facebook, or you could send me a WhatsApp message to let me know, yes, you have Newton here listening. We'll appreciate that. All right, 756-6337. You can send that WhatsApp message there. And We'll try to get on to Mr. Durant in a while. Let's play this voice note from all the way from the United Kingdom, from Miguel Aguilera. Here's what he had to say, and then we take a break, and when we return, we go to Mr. Bigger Youth. All right.
Greetings, listeners. I am Miguel Aguilera of Santa Flora, Trinidad, migrated to Britain. Unfortunately, I cannot be live on the program due to the time difference and other factors, but I'm still thankful for this opportunity to share. I have known Kern Thomas, aka King Shorn, since my primary school days. I have had the privilege to be considered a part of this wonderful musical family. To his mother, I was a son. His siblings, a brother, up to this day. For that, I am thankful. My secondary school days, I followed King Shorn everywhere and always, was amazed at his natural inclination to electrical sciences. I saw him taking scrap parts from electrical systems, electronic systems, and building things to amplify and create sound. I saw him take foil paper and try to receive radio signals. It was amazing to see these things. And looking back on these things is just one of the reasons why I think that this creativity should not be wasted. Most times, all people need is just an opportunity. Even my short period in music was actually inspired by Newton, aka Unknown. And my affinity for the art form grew every day just by being around the family. King Shorn and I spend hours saturated in music. I charge you listeners, what happened to my brothers can befall anyone. Let us now create windows of opportunities, and I do hope this is only the beginning of more great things to come from our communities. Anyone can get lost if you're not humble enough to see that life itself has a way that it will humble the proud. Anyone should be ashamed to die without scoring some kind of victory for humanity. Thank you for listening.
That's a real powerful statement there, Anybody should be ashamed to die without scoring a victory for humanity.
Aye.
That's a real powerful.
If you're just joining us,
thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Miguel Aguilera from out there in the UK. Folks, remember that person we interviewed some years ago who was a total vagrant on the street? I mean, vagrant. Well,
as opposed to just vagrant. He was living on the streets.
Yes.
With a crack cocaine addiction.
Yes. We have a picture before and after. You would not believe who this young man is and what he looks like now. Join us. We'll show you the pictures. Let's go to a quick. Yes, let's go to this quick break. And when we return, we hook up with Andre, Williams, and Kokro, and then we speak with the sisters. Now we have that video from on the street to play with Kern, with Newton singing on the street that day, singing a verse in a calypso. That man voice sweet one. Normal, he just belt out a kaiso verse. When we come back, stay right there.
I'm sure someone else is on your mind.
Fine. Welcome Relief comes in the form of a scientific-based program that shows us how to manage through the tough, current challenges. Called Habitalism.
I can see clear.
It features best-selling author on positivity and happiness, Dr. Tal Ben-Shahar, integrated with the award-winning Intangence methodology of Ross. Visit habitalism.me to register now for this free life-transforming program endorsed by the United Nations established University for Peace. Gifted by Guardian Group. Live easy.
Sunshiny day.
Cappy, talk to you now, boy. Got a small work for you to do. Make a quick 10 G's. We go do for me.
10 G's? What's that how much do they, boy?
Right, you take in your boat, run up the islands, pick up some people, and then bring them back here for me. That's all you have to do.
That's sounding like human trafficking, boy. That's a serious crime. I can't make that.
Trafficking in human beings is a serious violation of a person's human rights. It violates a person's right to freedom of movement, freedom of choice, freedom of speech, and freedom of identity. It is a heinous crime which affects local, regional, and international peace and security. A victim of human trafficking is subjected to many types of abuse. The crime destroys a person's dignity and self-worth. Victims often feel hopeless, are suicidal, and are stigmatized in their communities. Child victims are deprived of their rights to education, play, and social interactions. They're essentially robbed of their childhood, and that can never be regained once those years have passed. If we do little or nothing to fight against human trafficking in our country, we can face economic sanctions from international agencies and partners. Our country will be losing money. Doing little or nothing to fight against human trafficking will tarnish our country's international image and, most of all, the value we place on human life. Human trafficking is no respecter of persons. Anyone can be a victim. So let us all strive to safeguard human life and dignity in Trinidad and Tobago.
We are the counter-trafficking unit of the Ministry of National Security, Trinidad and Tobago, safeguarding human life.
With Garth. Ion Dependency with Garth and Natasha.
Reality radio, at its best, where every life is a biography.
Sundays at 10 a.m. and exclusively on 95.5 FM.
And streamed live on the Ion Dependency Facebook page and YouTube channel.
Thank you for staying with us, folks, and you can join us on YouTube or our Facebook page, Ion Dependency. Now, Gary, let's just touch Hello Loving Sis by Bigger Youth. Is unknown. Now, this is Kai Sonia, and we're going to play here now, right? But listen to this. Listen to one of something that he did. And then we'll speak with Mr. Andrew Williams.
Hello, loving sis. Your presence I miss, but it's so nice to know, girl, that you are trotted to the highest. Hello, loving sis. Your presence I miss, but it's so nice to know, girl, that you are trotted to the highest. Oh, our time is dead and gone, but his offspring must live on. The queen has done her part to the remnant of her heart. So now it's our turn, girl, our turn, girl, our turn, girl, our turn to take the lead of yesterday. In our own way, yeah. Our time is dead and gone, but his offspring must live on. The queen has done her part to the remnant of our heart. So now it's our turn, girl, our turn, girl, our turn, girl, our turn to take the lead of yesterday in our own way.
Now look at the picture of this man who's singing this. You will see this man on the street and cannot believe that he has a voice like this. More than Daddy Scratch. Unknown as the man. Play the music.
Hello, loving sis. I hope you got the gist. Well, for me, girl, I'm struggling with the rest of the seeds, cause you know I'm the reddest. Hello, loving sister. I'm trying to live it out, yeah, but I know that you've got to set the pace and for us all to win the race. Cause in your footsteps, you're the trace to lead the rest of us in grace. Yours truly, faithfully. One love, girl. One love. I love you, but I just can't explain. Can't face the pain. Yours truly, faithfully, one love, girl.
Amazing. Hear that voice. Hear that voice. My God. We have on the line Andrew Williams. Andrew Williams, good morning.
Good morning, and God, and thanks for letting me come in a little bit and just agree with you on that beautiful voice and that talented brother. It would be a shame to let whatever condition he's in continue, and and that is what prompted me to make the connection with his sister and others, because I can remember in my time at another radio station, playing a particular song called "Don't Give Up," which was done like with a just guitar accompaniment. We were drawn to that song. All the presenters on the station, we used to so-called kill it, because the song had so much meaning. I mean, it was about 8 minutes long, but every single lyric was important, and that song stayed with me. I was trying to get a copy to share it with you, but unfortunately,
What you shared with us, Andrew, man, that's just working just fine. Trust me.
Right,
wow,
yes.
These guys have amazing voices, Andrew. Oh,
and
my
there's
goodness.
another brother. There's another brother called Orlando.
Yes.
Yes, he is that. I mean, he's talented in terms of he's a kind of everything, kind of every genre kind of fella. He's into the nice love songs as well as the parang soca and the Christmas love ways. I mean, he amazing. The voice is a different kind of approach,
Yes.
So it would be really a shame to let Unknown and his other brother, go to waste, and we need as a community to reach out to people in Arima, people down south in Santa Flora and so on. You need to come out and support those brothers and try to get them back on track.
Yes.
And that's the best we can do for fellow humans, because I'm sure we'd all want someone to be there for us.
Correct.
To support us and so on. So that's based on that's the reason why I say let me take the initiative and reach out and thanks again to Josette, for his sister, for taking the call and getting things moving, and whatever I can do going forward to assist, definitely I'll put my hand in and make a contribution.
Well, Andrew, thank you for alerting us to this too. God bless you, man. Really,
Right.
enough
No
respect.
problem.
Andrew and I grew up in Kokia together.
Yes,
so
indeed. Okay.
yeah, we go
Forever.
way back,
Yes,
and
indeed.
we would know people who fell victim to crack addiction too, Andrew.
Yeah.
You
Yes,
know,
definitely.
right on your street where you grew up. You know what I'm talking
Yes,
about?
yes. Actually, a couple of those brothers, just down the street from where I was born and grew up, the first part of my life, did in fact succumb to addiction. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whole
So,
family. Sad,
yes,
eh?
yeah.
Andrew boy, God bless you, right? We stay in touch.
Same to you, man. All the best. And happy taste of Carnival.
Yes, it is Carnival Sunday.
Yes, Carnival Sunday. Thank you, Andrew. Take
All
care,
right,
brother.
all the best.
Okay, bye-bye.
Good
That
night.
was Andrew Williams, folks. Remember him? He and I performed that spectacular together as well. And when the year 2020 broke, he did a beautiful song, Beautiful Kai. So we both performed that spectacular that year. So Andrew Williams, thank you. Shortman, go to B and let's call Kokro. And then after that, we hook up with the sisters. Some of you may remember this that went viral the other day. And I have that before, and we have that before and after picture to show you of that guy who we interviewed some years ago. You'll be shocked. This is why we are confident that Kern and Newton can turn it around. Let's go to that. Short man, run it.
Da 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 da, do da 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 do da 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 da. Ali da di da da di da.
Give me the verse, eh?
Do da 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 di da 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 da. I had a serious conversation with one called Jerome. She said, unknown but the calypsos nowadays is getting real nasty. Man, take a precious time to sit down to write Nancy's story. And some of them songs we hear in these days do have no memory. See, although I find you should not neglect the industry. As a man with a unique style of singing and writing commentary. All now 20,000 crocus bar could not hold your money. But you leave all the rest of your Lipsonians to say that you're petty. She say, I'll not forget the radio announcers who let her promote them vulgar songwriters, playing them 24 hours and destroying young people's future. She say, I'll not forget the greedy producers who let her bring down them Jamaican biggest stars. Cause when Carnival come around, I want you to write a calypso song, because it is a burning shame when I listen our past, the type of songs that I would have thrown in the lavas. Unknown is only rubbish they singing, my friend, again and again. And I don't know when this nonsense will come to an end. My boy said, she said, not so you must go and audition and make a positive contribution. And once you succeed, please deliver this message to man. Aye. Jeremy said that so. It's what make this world go wrong. All through song, make good get good message across. Jeremy tell them so. Sometimes make the beat grow strong. But a good song does get rid of negative force. She take to tell the writers to write a calypso with an example that one could follow. Yeah. Come on, oh yeah. Come on, yeah. You come on. That's right, a good song.
Right.
That's the man.
Unknown.
This went viral, and everybody was saying, but why somebody don't reach out? Well, we're reaching out this morning. If you're in Arima and you're seeing this man on the street, folks,
This is who he is.
reach out to him. Let him know that his sisters have spearheaded a mission to save him and his brother. And I understand. I heard my mother cry daily for me as an addict. So I understand. Let's go to now role model. He did this in the tent, in the Calypso tent, when he graced the stage, when Coco got him, and you will hear a verse that he sang, including Coco in it, and then we'll speak with Western Rollins, and then we go to his sister. So let's hear this one. It's called Role Model. He performed at the review with this one. Listen to this.
There was a young man who was a kleptomaniac, just stealing. He had no ambition to earn an honest living. Just to maintain the vice of drinking and smoking. He stole his mother's things and sold for next to nothing. But one day he was apprehended by the police and given 5 years to serve in penitentiary. There he recognized his beauty and his musical quality. And tonight I'm proud to say that young man is me. 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 Friends, where I recognize my beauty and my musical quality. And tonight I'm proud to say that young man is me. I was in jail, but now I'm free. And am happy to be back into society. You see, I was trained as a musician during the time I spent in prison to entertain you with songs of sweet melody. So I do hope that you accept me as a young man who has decided to live honestly. I would sing anything to please you once it is worthy, righteous and true. All you have to do is just come out and see me. Be Papa Day. Be Papa Day. Now the sobriquet of this young man is Bigger Youth, and I am proud to be one who speaketh the truth. I was a drinker and also a cocaine addict. Many despise me and refer to me as a brute. But I thank the Master for giving me the strength and courage to overcome the works of the enemy. Now I'm out of penitentiary with my pride and my dignity, and I'm no longer the young man whom I used to be. I'm no longer here. I'm no longer here. I'm no longer here. I'm no longer here. Friends, now I'm out of penitentiary with my pride and my dignity, and I'm no longer the young man whom I used to be. But friends, I was in jail, but now I'm free, and I am happy to be back into society. You see, I was trained as a musician during the time I spent in prison to entertain you with songs of sweet melody. So I do hope that you accept me as a young man who has decided to live honestly. My friends, I would sing anything to please you once it is worthy, righteous and true. All you have to do is just come out and see me. Be Papa Dee. Dee-die. Be Papa Dee-die. This is a message to all those who has gone astray. You must know where there's a will, that there is surely a way. So if you fail on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, do not you give up and allow your life to decay. Cause this little fella had once reached the point of hopelessness, and I persist, and my efforts deliver me. Now I'm out of penitentiary, and I no longer want to be the young man who used to distress society. I'm no longer here. I'm no longer here. I'm no longer here. I'm no longer here. Now I'm out of penitentiary, and I no longer want to be the young man who used to distress his family. But friends, I was in jail, but now I'm free, and I am happy to be back into society. You see, I was trained as a musician during the time I spent in prison to entertain you with songs of sweet melody. So I do hope that you accept me as a young man who has decided to live honestly. My friends, I would sing anything to please you, once it is worthy, righteous and true. All you have to do is just come out and see me. Thank you.
Yeah, guys, serious calypso, true story. Sing one more for them.
Thank you. Friends, you may ask yourself if this is a true testimony, but I have nothing to hide. If you want, you could ask Jazzy. It's Croco who brought me here in Port of Spain City to let you know how much I repent of my bad history. I used to break and enter people's houses and then run, walk around with the most dangerous weapons. But since I came out of prison, Coco told me for some reason, pick up your pen, my friends, and put down the gun. Now I'm no longer here. I'm no longer here. I'm no longer here. I'm no longer here. Friends, since I came out of prison, Coco told me for some reason, pick up your pen, my friends, and put down the gun. I was in jail, but now I'm free, and I am happy to be back into society. You see, I was trained as a musician during the time I spent in prison to entertain you with songs of sweet melody. So I do hope
that was hey, bigger youth. Hi. We have the sisters online on video, Josette and Joetta, but we have Coco on the phone. Coco, good morning, my brother.
Morning. You call me too early. I wiping out some tears from my eye.
Oh Lord. Hey, that touching, man. Coco, God bless you for looking out for this brother, you know.
I'll tell you something, right? I sure I am one of the baddest guys in the world, right?
Yes.
And when I talking about this man, I just say only two guys who I feel better than me is Sparrow and this person.
Wow.
So help me God.
Wow, Coco. That's powerful that you just said there. Powerful. And I could hear it brought tears to your eyes listening to this, eh?
I did my best. And it's Kaisuan who responsible for that effort, not last thing. Same Kaisuan. My not even my friend, because you can't get my friend and think so opposite to me. This man came to me at the home. I don't know where he come from. He just dropped out of taxi and he come by me. I said, come tomorrow. Come about 5 o'clock. Come about 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock. 1 o'clock in the day, I see this man by me exit. I do my work. I said, no, something, let me get this over and done with. Where? The man hit me a kite in the middle of my forehead like a gunshot. Bang! I ain't saying no emotion. I ain't showing nothing. That's where I have again. The second one, take off my whole head. clean. I say, boy, you want to sing? You want to sing it? He tell me yes. Now he came by me to sell me a song or two. I never buy no song from nobody after God. So I said, well, tomorrow morning or following the case maybe I said, I can up and I came by kitchen like who you just mentioned in the song. When I reached by the hospital to be, I came up the road. Waiting for Jazzy at Independence Club on Shark Street and I think at Edward Street corner. Waiting for Jazzy. This man says, the sun hot like fire. And this man sing another song for me. I just played song. When he finishes his song, I tell him, when you go ahead and sing this one, forget the next two. That's how great that man is.
Wow.
You understand? It's something else. But here what happened now. So I let him go. I tell them, let me pay this man decently. And they did that. When we realized it's a madman in the questions that they're dealing with. Great man. As I let him go in town, two guys want to pick him up the bag guitar for him. They realized the man could produce one bag guitar for him, a woman Californian, and Mr. Michael. Right? Then take him to mash him up because they change his, I know him as Bigger Youth.
Mm-hmm.
They change his name, I don't know what they change his name for. They want people tell me to change my name from Coco. I didn't have nothing to do with it. I had nothing to do with it. I never studied them. I don't know where the vibe came from. Why change my name for? I know where the vibe came from to call me Coco. He's Bigger Youth. Next thing I hear is Young Unknown. Allows give that in them. Let me tell you straight.
Right.
I don't know what allows see to change the child's name. So I don't know him again. I'm in the park about a week after. Crying. Come to me. Coco. Welcome to you. What are we crying for? The man buff him up and you know the kind of people that spoil you in to kill you?
Yes.
They pull you in and then they stab you.
Wow.
He crying. Who am to you? Well, I will tell him this and that, and I will tell him this and that, and he's flat. As well, I don't know you unknown. I not even bring him, boy. I make the man great, and I want to level the man. The man, I tell you, the man better me. I ask the people up to this day. I sure the man better me, and I not easy to be.
Well, Kroko, we have the sisters on the line now. Could you stay right there, Kroko? Let's say good morning to Josette and Joetta. They're out there in the States, but you have them on video. And you all just heard Kroko, sisters. Good morning.
Morning girls, but them bad too, you know.
Well, this is what we
So
hear.
we understand.
I used to consider one Tracy Chapman, you know.
Uh-huh.
I tell you, I was doing a show by Mark Camp some time ago, and I carry both of them. When I say both of them, I think it's Josette.
Yes.
And Bigger Youth.
Right. Yes. Josette told us about that, and she said, "You tell her you're only singing here tonight, you know."
It's something that is super talented people. I don't know, but I said to go that them boys find back the bearing, and people help them to find back the bearing because what we doing is we're missing talent that people are showing talent again. I don't know. You ever find talent like that?
I hear it in your voice. We hear it in your voice. My brother, God bless you. Thank you so much for spending a little time with us this morning and sharing your thoughts.
Oh, if it is, I will help.
Yes, Kroko, we know that. And the sisters know you're there for them. God bless you, my brother. All the best later.
Yeah.
Okay, take care. Josette, Joetta, good morning. And thank you very much for your patience. As you can see, we try our best to keep the time as tight as possible. But Kroko, we had to get Kroko say his piece here. And he did well. He was crying, actually, when we brought him in after listening to that calypso. Sisters, what tell us your names. And we hearing about this big family, this big musical family. Tell us about that. Good morning again. Shortman, audio. Your microphone.
Okay, yeah, we were mute.
Right.
We're
Yes.
you know.
Go ahead. We're hearing you now.
First, we just want to say thank you for you guys for having us on the show. it is our pleasure and our honor. So thank you to everybody that's out in Santa Flora cleaning up. Thank you for all the people that spoke before very highly of our family. We have nothing but love for you guys. We are just so moved. But I'm feeling in my spirit that this is their time.
Yes.
And just to hear the support, it's, yeah, it is very moving. But yes, we are from a musical family, starting with our parents. My mom, my mom was famous in Santa Flora, okay, guys? She was a local talent. She would sing in all the little shows that they had around. And my dad, who died when I was 11, she was 6 months old, he was a classical guitarist, extremely brilliant and extremely talented.
Right.
So, yeah, and so we got it from them.
And I was just corrected by Mr. Worrell as it's Thomas and not Thomas. Thomas. So
yes.
Right.
Well,
and
okay, yeah. Yeah, we were debating that Thomas or Thomas.
Yeah, the English language real messed up. But you all, I understand you all from a musical family. Tell us a bit about that. Who played which instrument and
who did what?
Yeah, who did what?
Who were the voices? Who
Yes,
were
who was
the
the lead
guitarists?
vocalist and all of that?
If you had to set up a band, who would
Yes.
be where?
Well, in terms of the family, the musical structure, like my sister said, it would have started with my parents. Now, my sister here is the first, and then we have 6 boys in the middle, and then I'm the last.
Wow.
So starting with my sister, she has always been playing guitar and singing. And as a matter of fact, she was really like my first female songbird on a guitar kind of vibe, right? Well, actually, my mom as well, because my mom played some guitar, 3 chords.
3 chords, there is 3.
That she wrote for years. So I've seen that growing up, and then eventually I picked up the guitar at about 4 maybe and started playing. My brothers, they were all playing. Everybody had their own guitar. At one point, we had one guitar and we would share it. But then eventually, as the years went on, people, companies, different persons who saw our abilities started giving us instruments. We had a family parang band, so that is how we maintained a source of income during the Christmas period for our parents. So we worked corporate Trinidad, and our band was called Los Cuatros Paranderos, but it was 5 of us. Don't ask.
Right.
So that was basically it, and everybody developed their own style over the years. My sister was my first, I would say, music teacher. She would have me in a corner, and I would have to pronounce my THs and sing properly and proper diction, and she was very big on that. Yes, so she was my drill master, and I wasn't so, yeah,
she wasn't so willing.
I mean, at that age, that was like punishment for me. But thank God it paid off.
No, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask. I know that your father died when the children were young. And that's a tremendous trauma for the entire family. But did music play a role in your healing and recovery? And how did music play into that family coming together at that time and moving on?
Music was always part of our family. But you know what? After his death, what it added? The music part. Because I don't know if my sister remember, I started playing guitar at 11, which meant that after my dad died, I used his guitar. Before that, no one could touch his guitar. So we did not have we didn't have access to instruments. So I would say at that time, that was we had our voices before, and now we had the opportunity to play music. And I started with the guitar, right? But I would say that music always played a part in our family life. It was just part of the fiber of who we were as a family. Like it wasn't even something that we tried to do. It was just something that was.
No, Annette Maguire, no, they're out in the United States, but this brings us to, because before you run out of time, because we have major news at 12. Sisters, what brought you all to Independency? You have a plan, right? You have a plan for your brothers. I mean, let me just put all the questions in this one question here. Why do you all care? I mean, especially you're so far away. You have a plan. What brought you all to this program this morning? And we have to meet under the circumstances.
Well, I would say love. Love abounds, and we love our brothers dearly. We do not value them any less because they are in that current situation. Right? We don't love them any less. They are still our brothers. We still hurt. We still get anxiety if the phone rings late at the night or too early in the morning. So it's really because we love, we value, we respect, and we want to honor our brothers and do right by them. They are in need of help, and that's what siblings do.
Let me give you all some hope, right? Short man, put up the picture quickly of sketch. Put up. Let's show Josette and Jota the one. Yes, that recovery is possible. Look at this guy. We interviewed this guy some years ago, and Josette, I think you're familiar with him. Look at this, right? Look at both pictures. You see the transformation?
Sketch.
That's sketch. That's Sheldon Aberdeen, better known as Sketch. This before and after. Listen, Sheldon was in the street for 20 years. And he did it.
Amen.
And I think there's still hope for Kern and Newton. So tell us of that plan of action that you all have. What do we do from here? Because we want to continue with this journey with you all.
Before my sister gives the detailed plan, I want to say that with God, all things are possible.
Yes.
And I think our faith has a very big part to play in this, because you could clean them up, you could put on clothes, you could give them $1, you could give them some food. But at the end of the day, the change of the heart is what is required. And like Pastor Daniel said this morning, the only person that can do that is God. And so we have to acknowledge our God in this and his place in this, which is at the head, at the top, at the start, at the finish, in between, right? And so we are relying on him to roll out this plan, because we have tried, and of course it failed. And I don't know why, I don't know what, but all I know is that with God, all things are possible, and we cannot fail.
Yes. So with God at the top, at the side, at the helm of everything that we do, we also acknowledge that prayer without works, right, is not going to work, right? So
I would like you all to go to after the program, go to our Facebook page and YouTube channel and see the outpouring of love that you all have been getting this morning. Maybe you all could answer some questions, respond to the comments. You know, we're really, really happy to do this here, ladies, this morning for your family.
Yes. And I wondered what if you're planning to get them into rehab, is that the ultimate goal at this point? And do you think that they are ready to do this?
That is the reason why we mentioned God and prayer, because of their own, I am not sure.
Put up that picture sketch one more time, short man. Put up that picture sketch one more time, short man. I want it to remain etched in their memory that nothing is impossible with God. By God, all things are possible. And I'm telling you, we tried. Ask Sketch how many times people had to run him down, how many times we chase him down, how many times Sketch run out of rehab and run back in. And now he finally decided to settle down. So, sisters, nothing is impossible by God. Let us pray. I have been there. I've heard the cries of my mother when she cried for salvation. Now you all are crying out. And the least we could do is lend our hand here. And again, as I say, look at this picture here. God is great. We can do it. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm agreeing with what you're saying, that it is God, and that's why she asked specifically if they are ready. And I'm saying I'm not sure, but we are praying that God will make them ready for the next step.
And of course, we ask the people who are listening, especially those in Arima and those in Santa Flora, we have not forgotten you. And you know, will one after the other, every time you see Newton or Kern, let them know what you heard here this morning and give that encouragement. And I give you all the undertaking. I will go look for them too. I'll start in Arima and go look for Kern, excuse me, for Newton, sorry, and then get Santa Flora to try. Andrea Williams and I will hook up and let's see what we could do. Let's see, at least we could only try.
Yes,
that's all we
yes,
could do.
yes. And we're so grateful for having us on the show this morning. And thank you so much to Mr. Andre Sam for reaching out to me directly and making all of this happen through Mr. Gad Sinclair and Mr. Tasha. Thank you so very much to Santa Flora and the whole community, all our friends and the village that we so love, that loves us back. Thank you so very much, Santa Flora and environs. Thank you to social services who have reached out to us and is guiding us. We will continue to keep everyone posted with the developments.
Or social services, right? Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, good. And once they get on the case too, you know you're in good hands. Hey, this has been wonderful. A beautiful way to spend Carnival Sunday as we go out with bigger youth. There's a pan song. Let's play that pan song he has.
Yes.
Yes, Bacchanal here to end the program. Hey, Josette, Joetta, once again, we say we love you all. Let's take in a little bit right now, Gary, before we sign off with them.
I was jumping up in Panorama. She was jumping up without a partner. She said she from Caroni and she want me to play she a sweet melody. She have a pan for me. She say, but I have to make sure you stick it pan with good rubber. Because I don't want my tenor pan to end up in danger. And the way things going, we have to put on protection. Them sticks nowadays just beat in too much of man. Then she turned and she said, man, I want somebody to play on my tenor pan. But he must not be playing with no other pan. I want a man who could play on what two boys are. But I don't want a man who just go from hand to hand. She say, you have a good thing, come play on my pan quick. I want somebody to give my tenor pan some licks. Do really fast, so big bada dee die die die, baka dee die die, big bada dee die die die. La dee da la dee da, dee da la die die, ba dee ba ba da, dee da ba die die. Hot sun, and Exodus have been red fun. I said, woman, all the pan rubber I had done. She said, just stick out your stick. I will help ban it. Whenever you hit, I'll get sweet music. But my friend, to tell you the truth, I was not in the mood. But this woman was feeling very restless and rude. So I look in her eye with my pan stick in my left hand. Then I said to her, woman, I do have a good pan stand. She said, well, hold it with your hand. I want somebody to play on my tenor pan. But he must not be playing with no other band. I want a man who could play on what Coco sang. But I don't want a man who
And you're listening to the voice of the unknown, the bigger youth. And we have the sisters there, they grooving to the music all the way out there in the United States, but we have them on video. Hey, this has been a wonderful Carnival Sunday program. I must say that, we've never had this type of, intervention done before with two brothers, but we have two sisters and a loving family who care, and we will continue to hold them up in prayer. You, the people of Arima, please look out for Newton. Please, you especially on the Maxi Taxi Hub, please look out for them. God bless you, sisters. Let's say your final goodbyes. Farewell. As you wrap up, put on your mics again. You have to unmute yourself. I know you're all excited if forgetting that part. Right. Hey, this has been a wonderful Sunday spent. Blessed by
Yes,
God.
yes. And we want to say thank you, Trinidad and Tobago. We love you all. Thank you so much for rallying around us, everybody. Much love, much thanks, much blessings.
Yes.
What she said. What she said. She said.
What she said. She said what she said.
Thank you so much for caring and loving your brothers enough to do this.
Yes.
And we are happy to help and thank you so much to the Iron Dependency family.
Yes, those
for
of you on
supporting
Facebook
as well
and YouTube.
Yes.
Yes. We have a big family down here, folks. And once family that prays together, what happens? So we ask each and every one of you on Facebook and YouTube this morning to send up some prayers for Newton and Kern and the Thomas family, and that we can bring their brothers home. Let's not stop here. The mission has just begun. Ladies, we love you. Take care, and we'll keep in touch.
Love you too. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. God bless. Shortman, thank you so much once again for keeping us focused and keeping us online and keeping our presence alive here. Gary Barrington, thank you. Folks, this has been wonderful. You all have been a great support as usual. You know our mandate. You know what we are about. Thank you very, very, very much. And Gary, we have time for one call or two. 6223937 is 4 minutes to 12. Let's see if we can get one or two called in.
Anybody who's tuned in on 995, if you want
Yes,
to call
if you
in
just want to call quick, you can do it now so that we get it in. And so Joseph, when we expect you to be back? They're still there? Oh, they're gone. All right. Yes.
No, we're still here.
Folks, that has been, it has been a wonderful morning. Marsha, Annette, as usual, the crew there, our crew on Facebook and YouTube, you all have been a wonderful support. Crow, Mr. Shaq, everybody. Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Good morning. Calling from Pottersfield, originally from Santa Clara.
Okay, lovely.
Went to school with King Shorn. Oh my God, my heart hurt this morning hearing those guys. Especially, I don't like to use the term unknown.
Yes.
Because you see a name is very important. Very important. You know, and when Crow break it down, that hurt me.
Yes.
You know, what became a youth time.
Yeah,
but my heart hurt me, and I feel so good because my aunt, she lives next door to the family in Santa Clara. And she told me she's feeling so good right now. To see the love that's happening next door, how they're cleaning up the place.
Wow.
You know, and I'm feeling so good. And I just, you know, Dretta and Josette and the whole family is just love, and we will continue to pray for them. So thanks very much, guys.
You're welcome, sister. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You hear that, folks? You hear that? Do it. One more. Hello, good morning.
Morning, God.
Morning.
Morning. Wonderful program.
Thank you.
I hope that the two guys pick up on the offer, because this is the chance they have of redeeming themselves.
Yes.
I'm thank you very much, and you'll continue your good work.
God is the boss, man. To God be the glory this morning. To God be the glory this morning.
Let's hope that this outpouring of love and support for these brothers will lead them to recovery, the recovery that they know they need. They just don't know. They're probably a little confused right now about what to do, but all of these good vibes hopefully will touch them.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning. God, this is Leroy here.
Who is this? Leroy. Hey.
I just called to give some love to Joetta and I knew them personally.
Yes.
And to let them know that we're here to give them all the support that they need, and they can call on me and call on us at any time.
Yes, Leroy boy. Nice to hear you, man.
Yes, hello.
Real close friends.
Yes, Leroy. Hey, Leroy, nice to hear you, brother.
Yeah, nice to hear you too, man. Always locked on.
Yes, brother. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, folks. So that's where we have to leave it, folks. We have the 12 major news coming up. God bless you again, sisters. We'll keep in touch. Those of you, Facebook and YouTube family, God bless you. Have a wonderful Carnival Sunday. Remember, be safe, be careful. Love you.
A happy carnival.
Happy Carnival. Bye-bye. Bye.
Still promote no violence. Now I watch the youth back. You live by the gun, you gon' die by gunshot if you not one for yourself. Why do a man that equal rights and justice is what every man want? But some go use you with them gun and then show you out the door. They exploit this, how we not in that no more he gets redder and redder. Them not safe nor secure. Still last year, bless all down. But them not want to see me up, them want to put me into the murder. Yahweh, and they're the ones who are addicted to see king shall fall down. Oh yeah, the youth are trying. But them not want to see me up, them want to put me into the murder. Put me into the murder. Put me into the. We look at the wrong, but take the right, and look at them all, go get the wrong, because them a screw and a gun is one with potential. Tell them this one a no competition.
Broadcasting from Port of Spain, Trinidad, this is the most influential name in radio, I-95.5. Live local coverage you can depend on. This is News Center 5.
One COVID death recorded in Tobago, while Trinidad